Alright, so basically, back to yapping as I usually do with these talking videos. Um, this topic, I thought about it, not came up, but I thought about it, like last weekend, and I'm kind of mad I didn't, like, I guess pre-record this video, like, on that day. So, my points probably won't be as formulated as when I thought about it, because I like really like thought about it and thought about my points, but um I still have like a little you still have like a little bit that I wrote down in a sense. So um topic is video games. Video games can be goofy, or really the alternate title is video games do not have to be so serious. They do not have to be serious or super realistic. Now, I get there is, you know, to an extent we do like we do like, realism in games, certain games, mainly like shooting games, and like mainly like shooting games, or like fighting games to like a certain extent. But it's really in like shooters where I've seen, or especially like within the past, I guess you could say now 5 years, um, where I really noticed that people like overly, I guess I could say overly prioritize realism. And if you like realism, that's fine. I'm not judging anybody that likes realism. I mean, I do too. I like playing, like Rainbow. I like playing Rainbow. I like playing Insurgency Sandstorm and Armor Reforger. So I'm not saying like games like those are like bad or anything, but it's more so already established like franchises, I guess I could say. I'm really mad I did not pre-record, but you just gonna have to hear the unformulated version, I guess. It's more so like already established like franchises where they might have started off as serious, but and then it gets, over time it got goofy and people complain about it being goofy. Um, a good example of that would be Call of Duty. For a while it it pretty much started as goofy, no, not goofy, serious, and it was pretty serious and down to earth. Over time, like it kind of slipped into goofiness, which I'm pretty sure people will argue, well, I mean, it's not like as bad as it was now. Like it really started off, like certain calling cards and like like calling cards, let's say like MW2 or 3, because Call of Duty did feed into the MOG stuff, and then like skin packs, like going into MW2, they implemented like different skin packs, and there were some goofy ones in there, like the Kawaii or the bacon one, you know. But some people argue that's not like overly doing it. Um, I feel like Call of Duty really like started getting goofy when they did like like the, I guess, like the announcer packs, starting with Ghost. So you had like Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube. I forgot which one Ice Cube was on. I know Snoop Dogg was in Ghost for sure. Um, was the army sergeant in Ghost, or was that BO3? I know BO3 had BO3, I think, has like some YouTuber streamer. It had Method Man. I know that for sure. Um, There was a grainy one too, if I'm remembering right. I forgot which one. It's either BO3 or it's between Ghost and BO3. I know that, but I feel like that is like where, and like really especially BO3. BO3 is where goofiness like started to be implemented into Call of Duty, and especially with the emotes. And people. I remember people was complaining about the emotes because they started like implementing like dances and stuff. I mean, me personally, I don't really see like a. I mean, yeah, it might have been cringe at the time. It might have been cringe. I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna say that it wasn't, but it's not like it was like a bad thing that they implemented that. I remember I do remember some people complaining about it. Um, you fast forward to like now we have all these like operator pack different operator packs and blueprints and stuff. Um, and a lot of people are like just really harping on that they want Call of Duty to like start being serious again, in which um I'm not really I'm gonna say no to that. Well, I'll say this. In terms of seriousness, I feel like the only thing that really has to be serious for Call of Duty games is the campaign. That's it. Everything else, multiplayer and zombies, those can be those have a lot more leeway to be goofy in any way they want to. Multiplayer zombies in Warzone. I don't know why I left out Warzone, but especially Warzone. Warzone does not have to be serious at all. It's super like Warzone is free. It's extremely like free in terms of how the not like cost, but like how the game feels compared to compared to multiplayer. So I feel like and I feel like we have the right to have more like just dumb stuff. We can have a little fun. It doesn't hurt for a game to have its fun here and there, especially with the fact Call of Duty has been around since uh oh like early two. Hold on, I'm gonna look up first. Hold up, Call of Duty 1. I know it was like super. Okay, I was right. It was '03. I was gonna think I was wrong, but no, it was the first Call of Duty was in '03. It's been over it's been over 2 decades. It's been over 2 decades since Call of Duty was first made. You think they finna stay down to earth and serious the entire time? Like they can't venture out and do what they will like, just have more fun and do what they want to do instead of just like being serious the entire time. They can be serious, like I feel like it would depend on the concept. Like with World War II, okay, yeah, it'd be down to earth. It had like it makes sense for it to be like that. Like World at War, World War II. Um, I understand, the Modern Warfare series. Those are like more. Those can be more serious. Cold War. I mean, it did have its goofiness, but the story was pretty like realistic too. So really, that's just like when it comes to Call of Duty, it should be it when it comes to prioritizing like realism, it should really only stay within campaign. It doesn't have to be every single aspect of the game, you know. Um, Another example I have, and I can really pinpoint this one like down to it, is Saints Row. Um, I'm not gonna talk for this one. I'm not gonna talk about like the Saints Bow. That's crazy. Saints Row reboot because I don't know. I haven't delved into the. I don't own the game. I didn't. I never watched like gameplay. Well, actually I did watch gameplay. The gameplay I didn't. It didn't really look good. But as far as like the story, I don't know really anything about like the new story. So that's why for this I'm gonna not really talk about the reboot. But as far as the first four, right? People, I'm gonna talk about this in the context like before the Saints Row reboot came out, right? Before the reboot came out, people like so many people were, or like when it was announced, people were complaining, oh, like why is it not in its gangster roots like the first two games? People a lot a lot of people in the Saints Row community were were hating on Saints Row 3 and 4 because they weren't um as serious and realistic as gangsta as the first two games. Um, it's it's like they it's like they not overhype. It's like in a way, it's like they fetishize, they romanticize the gangsta elements of the first two games, and they do kind of overhype it too because they make it seem like, oh, like one and two, especially Saints Row 2, they make it seem like that was like, oh, it was super serious. It had its serious moments, but it had a lot of goofy ones to balance it out. It wasn't all the way serious. It was, it had a lot of goofy stuff. Okay, like wasn't there like a mission where you had to go to a sex shop and like I think get a dildo or something. I can't remember off the dome, but there was plenty of like Saints Row was never fully serious. It never took itself like extremely serious. It was goofy in so many different aspects, and that's what makes it fun. A game that doesn't take itself too serious, you know, is usually more of a fun game. And really, story mode wise, like um, keeping everything to its gangster roots doesn't make sense. Like for some reason, like a lot of people in the community want, like in the Saints Row community want, they just they want the Saints to still be in uh they want them to still be in Stillwater and just keep doing like just keep doing the same stuff from the first two games. That doesn't even add up story mode wise. Like it's like they don't want the Saints to progress. That's what the whole series has been. It's been them progressing. Saints Row 3, they become a you know they they become like an energy, like I think like an energy drink company, and you know they they like have like a lot of like influence and stuff. And then Saints Row 4, they pretty much control like they pretty much control the whole city. And your character was even the president. So like they progress throughout the Saints progress to a exceedingly high level. That's what any 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 smart any smart level-headed like person from the hood will want to elevate to greater heights. They're not gonna. They don't want to stay in the hood because you know what'll happen. Dead or in jail. And Saints, the first two games, the first two Saints Row games, people was dropping like flies. It just seems dumb that you don't want. It just seems dumb that you care about stories so much. You care about the characters so much, but you don't want to see them progress. That just doesn't really add up, you know? It has the, Saints Row. I lost my point. I lost what I was going to say. It just left my mind. Well, the way I had it formulated. Um, I think I will at this. The more like it's like they elevated more, and it's more like a little outlandish. Three like Saints Row 3 and 4. The game has a way more leeway to be goofy because they elevated out of like they elevated out of um out of the hood, And again, like the first two games were never fully serious. They were never fully serious. I don't know why a lot of fans make it seem like it was, but it was never fully serious. It had a lot of serious and deep moments, but it also had its goofy moments to balance it out. It was always that it was always that good balance. Um, what's another example I have? The game on screen. Matter of fact, the game on screen, Fortnite. Um, now granted, it wasn't like it had its okay. Look, with Fortnite, it's kind of a strange case because we never took it like fully like serious and realistic because from the jump it had a lot of goofiness to it. From the jump it had a lot of goofiness to it, and that's what gravitated us to it. It's like it had that nice balance with it, but nowadays a lot of the complaints, it's kind of like it's a little bit like Call of Duty where people say that it's a little too, it can be just like a little too goofy, but I mean, well, how Fortnite is, and the way they did their business practices, they can implement literally anything. They can literally do whatever they want. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? If for a game that's gonna be like lasting this long for 27, I don't know, I'm thinking 20, so it's like what, about to be 8 years? It's about to be 8 years. There is no way it was gonna stay, stay the same like level of like, I guess, like serious kind of like seriousness it had compared to between like season 1 and 2. I really um I lost myself again. See, this is why as soon as I think of something, I need to just go straight to it so that way I have everything already formulated in my head. But I wish I had another example to use instead of just three, but I mean that's the three I could really come up with, especially Call of Duty and Saints Row were really like the biggest ones I could name, the biggest examples I can name. But I'm pretty sure y'all could probably bring up other examples. But Let me know if y'all. I guess I'm gonna just end it. But if y'all agree or disagree, however y'all feel about it, you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. Wednesday, Wednesday I'm gonna play something, but Friday I'm revisiting Abe's Odyssey for sure. But Wednesday I don't really know what I'm gonna do. With that, I'll see y'all whenever.